Well, regarding ballot fraud in Bridgeport, Governor Lamont told me, quote, "We caught it, but it was only caught by a whistleblower." That's where the conversation started.
Well, we caught it only because of a leaker. If that didn't happen, none of this would have came to light. I mean, do you have concerns about that?
I do, but look, there were video cameras at each and every one of these places. Everybody knows there are video cameras there. I think that's going to make it a lot less likely that this ever happens again.
But it's important to note, cameras at ballot drop boxes are not mandated, and many of them don't have one. Even if they do, who's monitoring them? And their mere presence in Bridgeport wasn't enough to deter a city employee from doing the same thing she was accused of doing in 2019.
I like to see the wheels of justice speed up a little bit. Last time, 4 years ago, it took 3.5 years before we could hold somebody accountable.
But Wanda Jeter hasn't been held accountable. The State Elections Enforcement Commission has recommended criminal charges, but that's still pending with the Chief State's Attorney's Office. In fact, according to the Gomes campaign,
the very same operatives are out there.
Speaking of the Gomes campaign, it claims it has asked the governor to step in.
We have elected officials both here and the state level who have been quiet because they're part of the system that's been favoring their election.
I haven't heard a word from them. Not one word.
I asked Governor Lamont, does he think absentee ballot fraud is isolated or systemic?
I don't think it's systemic statewide.
And does he think Mayor Joe Ganim, who spent 7 years in prison, had anything to do with it?
I don't think so. Campaigns are big, busy, messy places.
A messy place where one person was hired to clean it up.
We're going to get it right. We got the election monitor.
But that election monitor doesn't go door to door, which is where ballot harvesting occurs. Despite all we've seen in Bridgeport, Connecticut is looking to expand absentee voting further to what's called no excuse absentee voting. A statewide referendum will be on the ballot in 2024, so you can weigh in.
I don't think that early voting or absentee ballot is the cause of some of these cases of potential corruption. I think it's people who do the corrupting.
Governor Lamont signed early voting into law in June. Beginning next year, it'll allow voters to cast a ballot 14 days before Election Day and 7 days before a primary. As for Bridgeport, still no word on when a new primary will be held. The State Elections Enforcement Commission will meet again Wednesday to provide an update on their investigation. In the studio, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.